What's up, guys? It's Jake here from Chief Live Gaming. Today, the showcase video for the Thunderhawk gunship commission project that I've just finished. We are very nearly done, just some minor touch-up work before I package this up to be shipped away. And I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you guys a bit of some of the kind of end points that I ran into for this model. I had a lot of questions. Originally, I was just going to show you guys pictures for the showcase video, but I thought I would lump the two things kind of into one video. If you're just interested in seeing the pictures, which are going to be a much higher quality than what I'm showing you right now on this camera, go ahead, jump down in the description. I'll put a timestamped link to that at the end of this video. You'll see those. If you don't want to hear me talk about what I've done on this project since then, go ahead and find that link down in the description. So, a lot done on this guy since the last project, and again, I had a lot of questions about random things, so I thought I would just kind of summarize everything that I've done on the gunship since my last update, and hopefully that will answer the questions I've been getting. And again, if you guys have additional questions, always feel free, message me, and I will do my best to answer them. So, what have we done? The big hurdle with this was getting the flight stand completed and getting the flight stand to work correctly. So what I had in mind was an acrylic rod, and this is, I'll just give you guys a quick look at the base. He had requested some Slanesh Chaos destruction there, so you can see some Marines have been having a bad day here out of their Rhino, which was just blown up. Shout out to my friend Brad for donating these Marines to me for this project. They look great, man. Thanks again. Sorry I had to mess them up so badly to kill them on this base, but they turned out really nicely. So, inside of this Rhino is actually a lead weight that's almost the size of this Rhino. That's one thing I would definitely recommend you guys if you're doing a similarly sized project with a flight stand, is to weight it down. That will really help you for stability, and this thing is rock solid, so I would definitely do that again if I was doing another one of these. So then we have this rod, and through the bottom of the hull I drilled a 1-inch hole, or very slightly over 1 inch, which is the size of this rod, and it basically slides to the bottom, goes to about here, and then there was another surface from one of the interior rooms of this ship, and then there's another hole there. So that basically, the two holes keeps the plane from doing too much of the front and back or side to side shifting, and keeps it nice and pretty much level or stable throughout the whole flight stand. Now, I didn't use a magnet or anything on top, anything like that. I didn't feel it needed it, and a big benefit to doing it the way I did was, as you guys have been seeing throughout this video, is you can rotate the whole model right on this flight stand. So that's really beneficial for playability in 40K, because this flight stand is big, and it might not always be feasible to fit the stand in between other models or terrain. So you can basically rotate the stand any way that you need to get it to fit on the battlefield, and then rotate the plane on the stand to make sure it's facing the correct way, which is important for vehicles in Warhammer 40K. So that worked out really nicely. If you guys are drilling holes in something like this for a flight stand, use a freaking drill press, guys. I was going to just do it by hand, and then I was talking to my dad about it one night, and he's like, "You just bring it over here. We're going to use a drill press." And I'm really, really glad that I did it that way, because otherwise this would have not worked at all. It would have been terrible. So drill press, definitely do that. Now, some of the kind of random things that I did otherwise, we've got the interior painted. Now the actual flight sort of models in there, the pilots don't come with shoulder pads in this kit, which I'm not sure if that's intentional. Like, pilots don't wear the shoulder pads or something, but I thought that looked really funny, so I put shoulder pads on them that I had. I think they look pretty cool. Got some random buttons in there that are painted. You might not be able to see too well. From there, these bolters do still rotate on there. They spin still to face wherever. The front hull door is press fit and removable. It's not magnetized, because I just basically trimmed and filed it to get a nice snug fit so it doesn't flop off, but you can still remove it really easily. Same with these kind of secondary wings up here with the las cannons in the front. They're just press fit so that if you wanted them down, it's very easy to adjust sort of the angle that they're at, and you can see that it's not quite lined up. There we are. So a nice snug fit there. They're not going to like break off or flop around during play, but they're still adjustable, and it's easier for transport and that sort of thing. Let's see, as we move around, you guys saw the pinning and magnetizing of the wings in the last video, I believe, so we're not going to touch on that. These bolters, let's maybe get down here, on the bottom are magnetized, come off, and obviously can rotate on those magnets to be in different sort of poses or positions. The Hellstrike missiles here, I think that's what they're called, are just press fit, and they actually have this design from Forgeworld directly, and it actually works very well. See if I can do it one-handed. Come on now. Something like that. And it's actually very stable. I didn't feel the need to magnetize any of these missiles, which was nice because it saved a little bit on the budget. And if Forgeworld ever releases the other missile type, which I doubt, but is possible, they should probably use the same mounting system as these, so then, you know, the client can buy the cluster bombs or whatever they're called, and they should just hook right into there without any need for additional, basically, work from his end. Same kind of deal over here, nothing much to see. We did do the heat effect on the, if we look at the rear of the plane, you can see the exhaust tips have been given that sort of heat bluing effect here, which I think turned out pretty well. I love that effect, personally. Heat effect on the turbo laser destructor death bomb gun up there. And other than that, it's kind of a cool view. That's about all there is to say so far. So, again, if you guys have any additional questions or thoughts about this project, feel free, obviously, to leave those down in the description or message me, and I can do my best to answer those. What I want to do now is show you guys how I am going to ship this and the box that I made for my client to store this model, because I think that's very important to have a nice kind of safe way to store and transport large models like this, because they're obviously going to be moved quite often. In any time they're going to be used on the table, they're going to be brought to an apocalypse game or something like that. So very important to have a nice storage system, and I like to do that for my clients that get these large models. So let's take a look at that. I just want to mention again, guys, thanks for all your little suggestions and kind of just thoughts. It really helps to talk through these projects with you guys. That's what a lot of the reason why I like to do these videos, not only to update my clients, but to get feedback from you guys who are very knowledgeable as well in this stuff. So especially one of my viewers who commented about the wings doing the pinning and the magnetizing in conjunction, I just like didn't really, I was nervous about doing that, so kind of hearing you bring it up out of the blue really helped me to get a little bit more of a thought process going on that. So I appreciate that very much. That worked out really, really well, so thank you. I wish I remembered your name so I could give you a proper shout in this video, but you know who you are. Okay, so let's take a look at the shipment case, and then at the end I will show you guys the pictures. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay guys, so here's the case. It's basically just a Tupperware that I had bought, and I filled with some pink foam and cut out with my foam cutter to make these little slots to kind of hold all the different components of the model. Now that's a big concern with these really large models, is moving them and storing them, because it can be a problem, and it can very easily damage the models if you don't have kind of an elegant, semi-elegant, I'll call it, solution for that. So as part of my service for these really big models, I like to make little containers for my clients so they don't have to worry about it. Now, here you can see just the flight stand rests on top. If we take this off, you can see the bulk of the components, and then this is just another layer that I did. So you can see here, that's the main sort of storage. We've got little cutouts for the wings that come off. The main hull here, nestled in there, we've got the bolters, the secondary wings, the base, and the missile. So that's the case. I have had a lot of questions coming my way about what I'm going to do to ship this, or how I'm going to do that. Basically, when I ship it, I'm going to stuff this thing with some extra foam I have from Pluck foam trays, just that real soft, nice foam, and just jam it everywhere around all these components so that it hopefully, fingers crossed, doesn't get broke at all or move really much at all during shipping. And it should be totally fine. I've had a lot of success moving things like this. So you can actually ship it right inside of this Tupperware. You don't have to put the Tupperware in a box or anything like that. You just put some tape around it, nice and neat, and then slap a label on it, and away you go. So I think that's about all I have to say, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this little series here, a little bit of a look into my process when I do commission work, or just my process in general for miniature painting. At some point you got to stop calling something like this a miniature, but you know, holy crap. This was a really fun project. I would definitely, if you have the means, recommend checking this model out if you need like a super heavy to add to your collection. It's a really cool model, and paints up relatively quickly with an airbrush. It's not like something that takes ages and ages and ages to paint like some of the other super heavies. It's reasonable, and it was fun. It was enjoyable. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Remember, check out my Instagram if you want to stay more updated with kind of what I'm doing on a daily basis. I try to post at least one picture a day, just on general updates and stuff, and keep everybody kind of in the loop. So now I want to show you guys those pictures I mentioned that I took with my other camera, and again, they did get kind of washed out by the metallic paint job here. I did my best. I'm not a great photographer here, but you should get the general sort of look at the model, and I'm just going to let those kind of play in a slideshow as I close this video out. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.